Ladies and gentlemen, schools are still scrambling to feed kids because the supply chain issues are still going on. It hasn't gone anywhere. And actually, it's getting worse. I'm going to go ahead and play this audio for you from NPR. Go to the grocery store these days, and you're likely to see some empty shelves and find at least one item on your list is out of stock. Now, imagine you're shopping to feed thousands of kindergartners. Dina Pritchett reports on how school nutrition programs are scrambling to keep kids fed during the pandemic. At Beverly Farms Elementary School in Potomac, Maryland, Friday is pizza day. Or at least it used to be. They say they have it, but all the time it's not there. Noah Botchkis is in third grade. They usually substitute grilled cheese because they always have grilled cheese. And it tastes really bad. Admittedly, grilled cheese instead of pizza is not the worst thing, though Botchkis might disagree. I'm a very picky eater. But it's a small example of what continues to be a big problem. At the beginning of the year, we had no bread. None. And then they only had hot dog buns available. And then they didn't have hamburger buns. Dan Elner runs school nutrition services in Louisville, Kentucky. They've had months where the cafeteria trays themselves didn't show up. We found some of those styrofoam clamshells that we have to cut in half. School district employees delivered milk when the vendor nearly shut down. They lost their drivers because they got hired out from underneath of them. We had to deliver one of their routes for them. And then there's figuring out what to do with what actually does show up. We got 2 truckloads of frozen strawberry slices. You can't serve that curbside, and so we developed a strawberry muffin recipe. We've got a bakery. If this sounds exhausting, that's because it is. School districts usually bid on food orders nearly a year in advance. And now they have to call around to 5 different vendors because they can't get chicken, or hand out frozen sandwiches when an entire kitchen staff is out sick with COVID. In a November survey by the School Nutrition Association, over 80% of districts reported disruptions like this. Beth Wallace heads the group and oversees the school nutrition program in Denver, Colorado. She says Omicron has just made it worse. We typically have 450 employees. We are down 100 employees in any given day. Even though the federal government has waived nutrition guidelines when pandemic problems keep schools from meeting standards, Wallace and her colleagues still want to give kids healthy meals. But this sort of resourcefulness comes at a cost. And they may say, we have a substitute, but that's $12 more a case. Do you want it? Of course I want it. Give it to me. I need whatever you have you can give to me. The higher reimbursement rates that we've been receiving so far have been a huge saving grace in all of this and keeping a lot of districts afloat. Mike Gasper is the nutrition director for schools in Holman, Wisconsin. The USDA has upped reimbursement and subsidized meals for all students during the pandemic. But it's not clear whether those programs are going to continue. That money, if we run a deficit, has to be paid for through the fund that pays for books and teachers and tubas and bouncy balls and gym and everything else. Gasper's seen teachers come in during their prep periods to sub for lunchroom staff who are out sick. Had kids in the agricultural program process cows when beef orders didn't come in. Because it's important. There's kids out there that need these meals, depend on these meals, and quite frankly, some of them go the whole weekend without eating one decent meal and can't wait to get back to school so they can eat again. Gasper, like school nutrition folks around the country, can't guarantee exactly what these kids might be eating next week. But a few things remain certain. Kids need to eat to learn. And these supply chain problems aren't going away anytime soon. For NPR News, I'm Dina Pritchett. Well, a lot of districts are going to half days, and I believe that's one of the reasons why we know they already got a shortage on teachers and staff, but they are struggling to feed these kids. Sometimes nothing comes for them to eat. And that's why you'll hear about every now and then a story where they had to order pizza so they could feed the children. I mean, this is just absolutely ridiculous to be going through this day in and day out, you know? And this situation is not getting better. It probably won't even be improved by the time they get to the end of the school year, y'all. I mean, it is that bad. It's pretty bad when the place that delivers your food can't deliver it, and they got teachers and staff delivering for them. Oh man, talk about a mess. That's a major mess right there. So, and then you heard what they said. They have 1,500 employees, they're down to 450. I mean, America, America, what a mess you got going on. And how are you doing justice by these children? By having them in school, you can't feed them. I'm reading articles where they turn on a movie and walk away, and the kids are literally sitting there watching a movie. How is this beneficial to your child being in school? How? You know, I don't know. I'm just saying, I sure wouldn't be happy if I had a child in school under the circumstances that we're seeing. And you heard what they said. This ain't getting better anytime soon. So I know parents can pack a lunch, but there are still a lot of parents that just don't do it. They want to just give their kids lunch money and be on their way, and they don't realize their kids can't even. I mean, you may have the money, but you can't get anything because of the food shortage for these schools. So, there was a story that came out this morning here in my state. A 5-year-old child died during a medical emergency on a bus, a school bus. You know, I mean, it just seems like as time goes on, it is just getting worse. You just don't see no improvement whatsoever. Or, and I also read how kids are just getting busy work. Nobody physically in the class to teach them. They're just giving them paperwork or tell them to do assignments from books, and there's no lesson. I don't know. I just don't think, how is that benefiting the child? Yeah, okay, you got the schools open and you're falling short on everything. That's America for you. They don't care. Just get the bodies in so they can get that federal money. But your children, they don't care about these kids. But please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.